Good guy, you all.
It ain't you all, it's y'all.
Y'all.
Y'all. Y'all. Man, you sound like a karate movie. Y'all.
Yo.
Say it from right here with some soul. Y'all.
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 Let me show your goofy ass how to do this.
Do this off the cuff. You feel me?
Man, listen.
Off the cuff. So, once again, we want to welcome y'all back to Youthful Alliance Leverage and Love, a.k.a. Y'all. Y'all is Us podcast. I'm your boy, King B.
It's your boy, Zoe.
And as you can see, our other co-host, Miss Truth Wisely, is not here with us. She's out handling boss business. You
That's
feel me?
it. That's it.
Boss business. But she's here in spirit, though. So, man, what's going on with you, though?
Man, just glad we made it to the end of the week, man. Big holiday weekend, I guess, as they like to say.
Holiday? What holiday is that? President's Day?
Man, right? Singles Awareness Day, man. For most of us, right? All the Alfredo pasta sauce out the grocery stores.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what we dealing with.
You shopping black though, right?
That's it, man. I told you this month we got to make sure that we support our people as much as we can. Just yesterday I ordered, can't believe it's not meat, from Hyde Park for lunch. So just trying to stay tapped in, man.
How was that?
Man, I love it. They do a good job offering some vegan Chicago classics. I think I got the Philly, but they got a really good pizza puff, bro. Yeah, it's just fire.
I don't know how I feel about that just yet. It's still new. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, that's fair, man.
If I want to not eat meat, I think I'll just not eat meat. I don't want something.
You don't want
else
the fake meat?
Yeah, I don't want fake steak. I'm gonna just not eat steak. How about that?
That's real. I can respect that. Yeah.
But I don't knock anybody who does. If that's how you get down, by all means, do your thing. But that's not for me at all.
Yeah. No, that's real.
But yeah, like you said, it's a holiday, if that's what you want to call it.
Right.
Valentine's Day.
My boy hit the air quotes.
Yeah, for the Valentine's Day. Man, you had any plans for that?
Listen, this is always an interesting time of year because I've been asked by a number of different women, like, what are you doing? And it's like, it's such an odd question because I never felt like this holiday was for us. This holiday was ever for us. So it's like, what other plans could I have? Now, I do think, there's opportunities for men to, indulge in some self-care, maybe look out for yourself if you don't have a woman. But
absolutely.
It's a silly holiday to me at the end of it. If you ask me, I think it's another excuse for us to buy women more stuff.
Man, so you say it's an excuse for us to buy women stuff.
Right.
But you don't feel like you get anything out of that?
I mean, based on how much you got to put in, you should get something.
Yeah.
So I do think there's fair exchange, but again, this isn't a holiday for us. You feel me? Like,
right. But what holiday is for us?
Exactly. They still forget your birthday.
Yeah.
So, it's tough because it's...
What you get for your birthday?
Man.
The same thing you got for your last birthday. We want something else.
Right, exactly. So,
better words.
I just think it's, it's one of those things where if you haven't really been catering to your woman throughout the year, this gives you kind of a lousy excuse to make it up. So, this gives you a day if you've been, really putting it off 364 days, this gives you that one day where you can make it all up.
Do you think that's... What do you think the success rate of that is?
like
It
1%.
Yeah, I was about to say it can't be too high. Like,
Not at all.
Like, they'll probably accept all the flowers and the gifts and all that for that day, but after that, it's back to, business as usual. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's it. Yeah, so I don't, like, do I think it's silly that people go out, spend so much money on trying to celebrate by doing something you should be doing throughout the year?
anyway.
There's part of me that think it's silly, but I also can understand, like, having a dedicated holiday to, just all be out and bask in the love, I guess.
Right.
And I'm not anti-love, by the way. Like, I think it's important to, be in a position to receive it. But when you by yourself, it's just another day.
Yeah, it's I should not dwell about that a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wanted to do some things this weekend. Unfortunately, that may not take place. But
Okay.
yeah, it's looking like Netflix alone, or maybe HBO Max, check out the Judas and the Black Messiah.
That's it.
Good
And
black
listen to
movie.
the album. Very
Fire.
Chicago.
Fire.
Very Chicago.
So you checked out the soundtrack. What was your favorite joint on there?
Obviously, what it's like. That's like the first thing you listen to. Nip, Jay-Z,
Right.
man. But I love the track with A$AP Rocky, man. He got off, but it's a lot of heat on there. I mean, G.A.L.L.
Did you like that? Because one of the homies in the group chat, they was like, man, G.A.L.L, these young dudes that come on here talking about this killing, we trying to hit the black uplift, the black empowerment.
Right. I mean, it's two sides of it, right? Like, we still got that type of music that's flooding the airwaves, but it's balanced. You know what I'm saying? So I do think the project holistically provided a lot of what we needed. You know what I'm saying? You got some tracks on there that's going to cater to the more intellectual kind of freedom fighting group, and then you got some people that's going to turn up to it too. Get some of that aggression out. I do think he was spitting about some stuff. So I think the album overall is decent.
Black Thought was my winner on the joint.
Okay.
Black Thought, he should be high on everybody's list as far as lyricism goes.
True.
What I'm saying?
Yep. So yeah, that's what I'm keeping myself busy this weekend, man. I'm just, dabbing in a little of that. You know what? To be honest, like, okay, yeah, you can't participate. You may feel left out, but saving so much more money, not worrying about having to, buy a whole bunch of shit this weekend, man. Because, like, I bought some stuff, bro. Like, what's the most expensive gift you bought someone? If not Valentines Day, just in general, just trying to, like, express some love.
Oh, man, I'm trying to think. I never went, like, over the top on one gift.
Okay.
It's always been, like, a shower of gifts if I did something. Like, trying to think what the price range of that. It ain't no ridiculous amount. I probably have never exceeded. I couldn't have exceeded 200.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think, like, based on what you bought, you'll absolutely remember how expensive it was. Like, for me, like, going to Tiffany's, just going is expensive.
That's something I've never done. I've never bought jewelry. I bought something that I could enjoy, too. Like concert
an experience.
tickets.
Yep.
Something like that, And that's what I'm thinking I probably spent the most money on is, like, concert.
And that's fair, because you get some out of that, too.
Right.
You feel me? But, like, me... that Tiffany box still sitting in the drawer. Yeah, had to get that back. Well, she gave it back, so it is what it is. But
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I never want to put myself in a situation where I give you a gift and then this thing don't work out. I have to take it back and I'm stuck with the gift, or I can't take it back.
Right,
I can only get it back or give it to the next person, and I think that's kind of tacky. So I'd rather get something that we both can enjoy, we both can have a great experience, and it's something memorable.
Yeah, no, I definitely respect that, and I just think, like, to your point, because it's like you two don't work out, what you gonna do with it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely a sticky situation, and like I'd be curious as to how many women are experiencing stuff like that, where you bought a man something, it ain't work out. Now what are you doing with it? You feel me?
Right. Well, I mean,
because I doubt that rarely ever happens.
I don't know. Now this would be the perfect.
Because are you giving it back? You know what I'm saying? She buy you a pair of shoes. She gets
now that's something that you really can't give back because it's worn. What's she gonna do with it?
Give it to the next one.
Nah, that's super tacky. I like a piece of jewelry. You know that can be cleaned, I guess, and given to the next one. But some shoes and the bottom is all worn out and it's got your stench in it now. Like I don't think I wouldn't want that back. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I mean that's why we probably don't even see like us getting as many things because I don't think it's quite normalized as much because we've always been seen as like you the provider, you the one that should be courting women and you know doing these things to make them happy. Like it's not normalized for women to do that for men. Not to say it's not women out here, because there's some out here that's doing it. You
started off the show saying that there were some women that hit you up like, what you got going on?
Just out of curiosity. They was just making conversation, man. Listen, wasn't nobody trying to do nothing for me. If they were, I felt like somebody would have said something. You know what I'm saying? Like, the same way women expect us to, you know, take initiative and say, hey, let me take you out. I feel like women can do the same thing. If you want to do something for a man, you can absolutely, like, take initiative and say something. But nah, it was none of that. They was just asking out of curiosity.
Have you ever had that, though? Have you ever had... Not even Valentine's Day, just in general. Like, how often has that happened?
Man, that's funny you ask. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I told her, I was like, I can count on a couple fingers how many times I've been taken out. Like, on a date.
I was going to say, now, what do you consider taking out? Is that her initiating everything? Like, saying, hey, let's go? Or is this her paying for it? Or...
You know what? Like, rarely have I ever had a woman say, hey, let me take you out.
Yeah.
That just happened not too long ago. The same person I was having a conversation with was like, what? Like, you got to let me take you out, right? So, and then I didn't know what to do. I was just like, okay,
that's an uncommon
do I still pick the plays?
Yeah.
So it was really weird, but honestly, taking out, like, I'd probably cry if the check came and a woman was like, nah, I got it.
You cried?
What? I'd be so shocked. I wouldn't know what to, you know what I'm saying, what to do. So it's rare that you experience that. Now, hear me out. I don't expect it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't ever expect it. So, like, if it ever did happen in the past, I was extremely shocked.
Now, I had a situation where we had went to I think it was Y.A.L.L.
Okay.
I think it was Y.A.L.L. concert. I know it was at the House of Blues. I know that for sure. And the young lady I was with, you know, she paid for all the drinks the whole night, all the drinks. And I was, like you said, I was in a weird place. I was like, I feel like I should be doing this, but
right, you feel guilty.
Yeah, and
yep.
I gladly accepted all of them, but like you said, it's such an uncommon occurrence. You just don't know how to deal with it. You don't know how to appreciate it.
And it blows my mind, dog. Like, so go back to that feeling you had. This woman taking you out. She buying all the drinks. She probably going to the bar, like, getting them. Like, yeah. I'll be right back. You feel so, like,
you feel like the
pathetic. And, like, can you
imagine?
That
the woman ain't strong. I'm saying you
True,
feel
I'm saying
less than a man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
From a man's perspective, right?
Yeah.
But, like, think for a second how there's women out here that go out with absolutely no money.
Yeah.
With the expectation that whoever I run into is paying for everything. Dog, I'll never forget. I went out years ago, bro, in the middle of the winter. We went to some, like, spot. They turned into a club. This chick came out. She couldn't even afford a coat check. $3. You came out here with... You ain't even have $3?
Nothing.
So, like... And they do that all the time. And I can't imagine, bro, like, not only coming out and not having enough to pay for dinner, but even on a grand scheme, like, not paying my own bills, not paying my own car note, like, sounds wild to me, bro. So
I wouldn't know how to. I don't know if I would cry, but I wouldn't know how to, embrace that.
yeah, I mean, of course that's extreme.
It's
but
such a foreign feeling that, and there's women out here, like we be seeing women on social media all the time proposing to men.
That's corny.
Yeah, that's pathetic.
Yeah.
And just I don't know. It's just like the whole the gender thing is just flipped. And I get it, like women want to be looked at as equals and be accepted.
Yeah.
And not looked at as a crutch or they can't provide anything for themselves or their family.
Right.
But at the same time, you have to let the man be the man. Now, if like the situation you going out and the girl pay for it, now if that's agreed upon, that's agreed upon. But if she's just like, hey, I'm taking you out, I'm paying for it, I'm finna go get the drinks, I'll be back. I'm sitting there like,
yeah. She tucking you in at night.
Right. So and that's just not a comfortable.
But is that a bad thing though?
It's not. I said, it's not bad unless you've talked about that prior.
Yeah,
like,
and I think that stems from men not I think men not allowing themselves to be catered to or to be taken care of, right? Like, again, we're always beat with this mentality, like, we gotta hold everything together. And like I said before, there are some women out there that want to provide and do things like that for their man and be nice and take them out. You gotta be receptive. You gotta be open to that, and when it does happen, just receive it. Don't, like, downplay it. Don't be timid, because it don't happen often. So you better take advantage. You know what I mean? I would have been like, you want me to come with you? You get two, I get two. And we just double fisted till we drunk.
Yeah.
So, man, because they do it.
Absolutely.
They do it. So
it's free.
Right, but I'm saying, like, it's even more rare for us. So when it happens for us, we should be going all out. You feel me? Like, if I'm taking you out to eat 4 or 5 times a month, you know what I'm saying? Like, the one time I go out to eat, I'm like it most expensive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You need the Gibsons.
I want to go to a place where the price is not on the menu.
Damn.
That's it. That's it.
Expectations are high.
Man, listen. So that's how it is, man.
But so I had this conversation with this young lady, man, and she was like, to go back to what you were saying, like men not being able to receive that, that courting from women. So I think a lot of that is based on how we were brought up and how society has taught us how we need to be.
Right.
A man's supposed to be a man, not cry, be a stand-up person, pay for everything, hold the door open, do all of these things for the woman. Then when it's reversed, you kind of, it's just, So the girl that I was talking to, she was like, yeah, when I get married, my husband better not be crying. You a man. Don't cry.
Bro, what?
You better not show any sign of weakness, pretty much. And I'm thinking, like, man, this is just a toxic way of, like, looking at shit. But another side of me is like, yeah, she's right. You shouldn't be up here crying. And I was kind of like in a wedge.
In the middle.
I was kind of like in a wedge, like, but I mean, this is a different moment.
Right. Right.
If something happens, like Nikki's not here tonight and she can't be here to record with us, I'm not gonna cry about that.
Right.
But you get married, your girlfriend is coming down the aisle.
That's different, man.
Exactly.
I think the way people express emotions is extremely subjective, right? Like, we've been forced to, fit this, like, idea of what a man's man is, right? And, like, it's dated. It doesn't allow for space for men to be able to explore different areas of their life because they're so, just strictly to this, like, I gotta stay this, like, manly path, and that's all I can do. And what it's forced us to, like, really suppress our emotions, right? To the point where, they start coming out in different ways. You angry, you yelling at your woman, you got stressed out all the time. So, like, allowing a man to express himself is probably the strongest thing any of them can do. So, like, there's a lot of women out there that may agree with her. There's also just as many women, if not more, that would disagree. Like, they don't mind if they man is showing emotion. That's all right. But it's how you...
Do you think it's like it's a false agreement? Like, they say they want a man to show emotion, but then when it happens, they like, why you acting like that?
It's funny you say that, man. I ran into that personally. I was dating someone that was very adamant about be vulnerable, like, open up, tell me how you feel, however you have to express it. And of course I did that respectfully, but had a situation where this person just wasn't receptive to it and had responses that really made me feel belittled, like it was some mistrust, like I confided in you and then this is how you are responding. So it can I think a lot of women claim they want their men to be vulnerable and be emotional and be open, but they're not prepared for it because you got to understand, like, your man start doing that, women not going to keep that to themselves. They're going to tell it to their girlfriends, they're going to tell it to people they know. Now you got everybody in your ear. Your man crying. Wait, he stressed about what? Yeah. He got you paying for dinner? Yeah. Really? You know what I'm saying? Especially if they men fit in this mold that we just talked about and doing everything for him. So, like, you got to be a strong type of woman that has a very unique relationship with your partner where it works for y'all. And you can't let any of those outside influences happen. So it's possible, but it takes a lot of trial and error to find somebody that will be able to be consistent in allowing you to have that space and not see you any less of a man. Until then, like, we'll never get a Valentine's Day for men. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we need y'all help to, you know what I'm saying, kind of rid a lot of these, like, old norms that don't work no more.
Absolutely. And by the way, I'm free this Sunday. If you
always say call him.
Right, hit me up on the IG. At IMBDaniel_.
That's it. Slide them DMs.
Yeah, hit your boy up.
That's it.
But man, what else can we get into, man? Valentine's Day. Like, I know, we in our 30s now. Yep. I'm not going to spread how old we are, but, you've experienced a few Valentines. So what was, like, your go-to thing to do for Valentine's Day?
Bro, it's all the same, man.
Gotcha.
It's going to dinner. Yeah. Now with the pandemic, a lot of people are probably going to be cooking in and doing things like that.
But actually, everything is starting to open back up, so...
Touche. I mean, it probably be hard to get reservations. A lot of stuff is probably booked out. But regardless, like, for me, man, it was always, the flowers, the dinner. Hopefully you set something nice up, you know what I'm saying, a little nightcap afterwards. But I think yeah, man, it's I haven't really found myself doing, like, real sexy shit in the past. You know what I'm saying? I think I may have done it once, the rose petals and the tea light candles and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely in my bag once, but man, I don't play with that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure, like, if I'm doing this with somebody, this is a person I'm serious with. Like, I don't want every woman I interact with all due respect, that I'm just gonna be, like, pulling out the red carpet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody can't get the rose.
You gotta earn that. Yeah. You gotta, the same way I gotta earn my keep. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you giving me, whatever time, energy, whatever, I think it should be reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? I think in this day and age, there's a new era of men that are understanding their worth and, like, making sure they're reminding people of that. Not just women, but, like, everybody.
Know your worth, kings.
Come on, I think that's important. You know what I'm saying? Don't point nobody out. Help him fix his crown. Help him wipe his J's off. You know what I'm saying? You got to get them right. So, like, yeah, no, I do think that's important, though, because, like, you know, how can you really expect a woman to do anything for you if you're not emotionally secure, if you don't have your shit together, if you're not in the position to do that? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can a woman expect me to do all this and you ain't got your priorities in order?
Right.
You feel me? Like, I had said something not too long ago, like, I can't, you know, engage with a woman if she don't have her own. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a business, your own house, car, something. You feel me? Like, you can't demand all this from me and you going back to your mama crib. You know what I mean? You want me to take you on an expensive Valentine's Day date? And I'm dropping you off in a 3-bedroom apartment. You got 4 roommates? It's unfair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm out here, I'm doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
So, I feel like there's women out there that are working really hard, grinding, got a lot for themselves. That, me personally, that makes it easy for me to, like, want to do stuff for them. If I see you working hard, you got your own, you doing stuff, like, that makes it even easier to do all the things we've been doing for women anyway.
Right.
You feel me? So, come across something like that, hopefully Valentine's 2022, I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know how it goes. You feel me? But
Man.
until then, man, TBD.
I'm trying to think, man. Is there anything else we need to talk
And they
about?
obviously excited for this weekend because I went to Target today. Nothing in there. Everything going. All the chocolate, everything. Like I said, Alfredo sauce. I don't know why everybody cooking chicken Alfredo this weekend. That was all on social media. I don't know what's going on with that.
That's easy. Anybody can do it.
That's
Caveman
true.
can do it.
That's true.
I don't know, man. Like, yeah, Valentine's Day has never been one that I was excited about. You know,
Okay.
I've had years where, you know, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Or I'm not gonna say I enjoyed it. If the girl I was talking to enjoyed herself, then I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? So
I commend that because you like, man, I feel satisfied. She had a good time.
exactly.
I did my thing.
Because like you said, this ain't for us. But
Right.
at the same token, like, the times are changing.
Okay.
I think it should be about us now.
To a degree.
So-
yeah. I think we deserve some of that.
So we got I'm drawing blank. So I'm finna fast forward to something else. Is there any black-owned stores that you shop on Valentine's or have shopped on Valentine's Day in the past?
That's a good question. To answer that, no. You know, I definitely think there's some black-owned stores that sell products, you know, not specific to Valentine's Day or any particular holiday that you can still, you know, get and you can get. I think, though, you got to understand that the mentality that we're still in when it comes to, like, consumption, right? Like, I don't think women expect... I think there's an expectation of the type of gifts that you get somebody on Christmas, their birthday, Valentine's Day, things like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people, women rather still expect kind of the, you know, the luxury, the designer, you know, the big bouquet of flowers and stuff like that. I mean, there are some women out there I can appreciate that, you know, is happy with just getting flowers, you know, period, because they don't get none at all. So I think, like, we got to find a space where we treat black-owned just like we do design, and they get excited, they get happy, you know what I'm saying, to get something. But I think there's still too many expectations around what gifts women should be getting on Valentine's Day and what men should be doing. But again, that depends, right? Like, I'm not saying all women are like that. There's a small subset. There's a lot of women out there that just appreciate anything. I just don't have either one in front of me right now. So I'm just speaking from past experiences and conversations I've had. So, you know what I mean? But I do think, to your point about, like, men being in a position to start being catered to, I came across something not too long ago. There's a Manicure pedicure salon is opening up, and also that's supposed to cater just to men. So they're gonna be playing sports in there. You can get drinks, beers. You know what I'm saying? All the services, massage, like I said, nails, everything, facials, all catered to men. And they say you can bring like your woman in there, but like I love the idea of like now these things are coming up where like women can start to do nice things for their men. I just hope that men are prepared to like embrace that, because I think there's like some, there's a lot of men that don't really want to indulge in the self-care because they think it's
feminine,
right? Yeah. Which is dumb. You got to take care of yourself, because women like a well-kept man. So you gotta be good. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. I wish they was open now. I'd find somebody to take me out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like slide in my DM too. I want somebody to take me out. So
yeah, man, we got to get on our job, man. There's no reason, man. Two handsome brothers should be not having women, on our arms this Sunday. You know what I mean? So,
hey, man, it's all right. I don't want to force it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying force it. I'm saying. Like,
but I feel you though.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be an issue. Like they should be, falling at the feet.
Listen, where they at? Because,
Again,
I mean,
it is IG at Alpha.
Look,
hey, you got to do it
for real. But no, I do think it's such a layered conversation though. Like we can talk about, you and I, that's very subjective. Like, man, we feel like we deserve, nice things, rightfully so. And there's probably more than likely some women out there that would be happy to do it. It's just a matter of time and, you know what I'm saying, and the situation working out. But I say all that to say this, like, men absolutely deserve to be catered to in 2021. Like, take your man out and surprise him to a restaurant where the prices aren't on the menu. You feel me? Like, just take them. Just tell them get dressed. You know what I'm saying? Buy them some new drawers.
So you never had that happen to you before, right?
Like taking out?
Yeah, just hey, get ready. I'm pulling up. We finna go out.
Nah. I told you the most that's ever happened was, oh, I got it. And I was just like, what? And I was like, you joking?
You was enamored by that.
Yeah, I was like, I was like, huh? And it happened so fast. I was like, wait. I was like, you joking? No, it's fine.
Right.
And they was like, no, I got it. I was like, what just happened? And now you just feel like I said, the whole night, you like, I should be paying for something.
Right.
Equal or lesser value. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be that way. Like, because I know women don't feel that guilt. I know they don't. So.
Yes, man. It's crazy. But, I don't know, man. Outside of Valentine's Day, like, I don't know. So check this out. I don't know what's been going on lately.
Okay.
This year, 2021, all types of women's been in my inbox.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the coat on the Facebook profile pic, and DM's been jumping. But it's all the wrong women.
Mm.
So how do you, if you're approached by women that you feel that are not up to your liking, or you don't feel that connection with, or that you think you can vibe with, how do you go about turning that down?
Navigating that?
Yeah.
Wow, you got to turn women down?
I don't turn women down, man. Like I said, man, I had something lined up this weekend, so I was focused on that. But I did have to, hey, I thought we was cool. Hey, you trying to get on that, okay?
I think to answer your question, like, it's okay not to be, if the attraction isn't mutual, right? Like, it happens with women all the time. You know how many men approach women that they not attracted to, and they either politely or have to impolitely decline because we may not get the answer. So I get it, but I think, like,
that hurts too.
You know what though? Like I found myself having women that may have shown some interest, and I don't like immediately shoot them down because I'm always curious to know like what attracts women to me, and I'll engage in a conversation. You feel me? Like it's not an ego stroke. Like why you like me?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Just out of curiosity.
That's it. And you know what? Like I found myself having some of the most decent conversations with women just on some flyby. Like somebody may have responded, and we just casually conversing about something. So I don't think you have to be like no or like beat it, but you can. You know what I'm saying? And I think all in all, like when it comes to engaging in interactions like that, dating, relationships, like you gotta just set boundaries and you gotta set expectations. Yeah. You feel me? So like eventually that woman's gonna tell you what she's on. If she complimenting you, if she like, you know what I'm saying, definitely leading you to the water, trying to see if you're gonna drink. Right. And then it's safe to let her know like, hey, I'm picking up on some energy from you. Tell me where this is coming from, kind of what's your intentions. Because I never want a woman to feel like I let her on, like I sent you off. So I tell them up front, like, this is where I'm at. This is what I can and cannot do. And that's how we make it work.
And I do the same thing, but in my head, I feel like I'm coming off as an a-hole, as a jerk.
What do you say? What do you say? I think that matters too.
Whew. That's tough. We might get some viewership now.
Listen.
But I don't know, man.
I think it's women out there that think men don't like decline women. Absolutely. Like we're not choosy.
I could tell you in a heartbeat. But I've got better with that over the years. I would say. Back in my early 20s, my teens, I was a dog.
Bro, what?
I'm hurting feelings. I'm saying BS to you.
Man, I'm right there behind you, dog. And I hate it started so early. I had no business doing 12, 13, 14, chasing girls. And then you get through high school, college, and all the, like, just nonsense you got running around. But, like, I do think it's twofold, right? Like, one, you have to be very clear in like where you're at in your life and what your intentions are. Right. So if you're like, hey, I'm on this path to date with a purpose, I need to express that. You got to commit to that. Yeah. But if you aren't in that space and you're like, look, I just want to enjoy my own life and still have some companionship, that's cool too, bro. Because you'd be surprised like how many women want the exact same thing you do. Like I ran into it on dating apps all the time. Really? You know what I'm saying? You meet somebody. Yes, bro. You meet somebody and, you find yourself kind of engaging around like, hey, what are you looking for? What's your expectations? And my go-to response was always like, hey, I'm not in the space in my life right now where I'm emotionally available for a relationship. I got some things that I need to prioritize my attention with, but I'm attracted to you. I'm open to getting to know you if you want to spend some time together. Things get physical, I'm happy to have a mature conversation, but I never want you to feel like I led you on because I don't want you to feel like I sent you off. And then I've had women be like, you know what? I want more. I'm going to skate. Cool, I respect that. Right. I've had more women that's like, I want the same thing. And I'm like, damn. And they respect you for that because, like, I always feel like there's power in choice. So at any given time, you could choose to change your mind. So if you're like, you know what? I want something serious now, or maybe I don't want this situationship no more, cool. No harm, no foul, no hard feelings. But for me up front, like we gotta clear the air because the way I'm gonna move, the way I'm gonna interact with you is gonna reflect my intentions I told you in the beginning. Right. So
and I've come to figure out, in my later years, honesty really is the best policy.
Like
if you tell them straightforward, like, look, I'm not into really wasting anybody's time, yours or mine, for that matter. This is what it is.
And it's so crazy because when I was younger, like I said, 14 to, my early 20s, I thought like I'm going to just lie a little bit, be a little deceitful because, you were being, I was being selfish. You don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but like, I don't want a relationship. I'm just trying to like.
You thought you would be hurting somebody's feelings, but in reality, you hurting their feelings by lying to them.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's been so much easier just being honest from jump because you don't have to keep up with no lie or no narrative that you're not really built for. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, all that fake, oh, I like you, yeah, and then eventually when you don't, it's going to come out. So being honest, man, has been so much more refreshing because we just, two parties, just engaging in whatever we want with no expectation and no feeling like this is eventually going to turn into a relationship that neither one of us expected. So, yeah, honesty is the best policy. I know that's cliche, but when it comes to, like, dating and, man, you know what I'm saying? So...
Yeah, I mean, just being, straightforward, being truthful. I mean, you really can't go wrong with it unless you just naturally, are a bad person, low-key. Like,
right.
If you have, if you're goal-oriented and you have a pathway set in front of you that you're trying to follow to attain some of those goals, and, this person pops up, hey, I like you, this, that, and the third, and you tell them straightforward, you're cool, I still have some things that I need to obtain from myself, from my own person.
Right.
But, if you want to be around, cool. If not, this is what I'm focused on.
Right.
So,
Because for me, I love, like, you know what I'm saying, the idea of a relationship sounds good, but there's so many layers to it, right? Like, you really have to find your match. But I love having, like, this sense of autonomy in my life. I can, navigate how I want. I can move around. You can still have quality relationships with women. You can have platonic ones, too. Like, I'm starting to realize, like, it's difficult to expect one woman to be everything that you need and more to make you happy forever.
Man, you going into dangerous waters, brother.
So I'm serious, and I've had conversations with women where I've said that, like, I can't expect you to be my everything in that sense, right? Mm-hmm. And like, I've had a lot of mature women respond and be like, "You're right. That is difficult." You know what I mean? And I think it starts with you have to talk about the expectation because it's unrealistic. You know what I mean? Like, you think 5, 10, 15 years in a marriage, you getting some every day? No, sir. Exactly. You still gonna want to, but you ain't getting it. So, again, man, like,
so let me ask you this. Of all of the women that you've told that to, like the platonicness and all of that,
right?
How many of them were in agreement with you, like percentage-wise?
Man, that's a good question. Low key, I would say it's a good percentage, bro.
A high percentage?
I think like pre-pandemic, it was probably like less than half. Maybe a quarter of the women that I would meet would be like, yeah, I just want something casual too. Yeah. But like, I think during this pandemic, I've definitely found myself coming across a lot of women that just, hey, I got some stuff I'm focused on too. Like, I don't mind the energy, you know what I'm saying, and being around you, we can have a good time. Like, that's cool. I've actually come across more women that's interested in just having some casual than those that want to settle down and have a relationship. And again, like, that's subjective. I don't think that's a large enough sample to say, like, oh, women out here they don't want to settle down no more, fuck relationships.
I don't know, because, man, the pandemic changed a lot. The pandemic changed a lot for relationships, marriages. I'm seeing a lot of people that I know going through divorces right now. And I know that's probably 90% of that is based on what the pandemic brought them.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll combat that and said I've seen some some engagements, a number of weddings happened over the pandemic. So there's definitely, what I will say though, this pandemic has either forced you to fall fully in love with whoever was in front of you or to hate that person. Yeah. And I think that just goes to show, it could be maybe this person just wasn't for you, or I've seen some really fast relationships. In my opinion, yeah, and again, that's subjective. That's my opinion. You know, you can't really measure love, especially another person's situation. But me personally, now I'm giving this time, man. You know, I ain't in no rush to. I laugh because I tell my homies I'm kind of like Vince Carter, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and just span the game 3 decades, and then just retire with just because something happened out of my control. You know how Vince Carter had to retire during the middle of the bubble. Just something random gonna happen. I'm gonna be like, you know what, I'm out. But until then, man, I gotta take my time. That's it forever. To be with somebody till you die. That's not easy, man. That's not a decision I'm trying to make overnight.
And it's not supposed to be easy. But see, me, I'm still developing on a spiritual level myself, to where I'm still trying to understand me.
I respect that.
You know, all the people that, you know, I grew up with and that knew me, you know, as a kid, as an adolescent, you know, as a, you know, adult. I'm not the same person I was.
Right.
I'm not the same person I was a month ago.
Facts.
You know, I'm constantly evolving and whatnot. So to say that, and that's the thing, to give someone your life, you gotta be a tough individual.
Yeah,
it's not for the weak.
It's not. What I've realized is, it's not just about finding someone you can fall in love with. If anything, it's not so much about the love. You spend enough time with a person, you'll start to build this infatuation and this love for them. But I call it the biggest business decision you'll ever make in your life. You know what I mean? Is this somebody that rightfully has their own, that you can come and share resources with, build a new foundation, start to really think about the type of household they want to create, the type of family dynamic. Like, a lot of people don't want to raise their kids the same, and that could cause a rift in a lot of families. So you really, I mean, I'm asking questions about medical history and mental health. You laughing, I'm dead ass, man. I'm at dinner like, anybody in your family got schizophrenia? Not to be funny, but like, that stuff is genetic.
I was about to say, it's hereditary.
Absolutely. So like, you have to, and it kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you heard the comment Chad Johnson made recently about his kids, and he was like, he was doing an interview and he said, I don't want models. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, procreating and having my kids because I want models. So I don't go for supermodels. I look at DNA. I want athletes. And I get, like, you can't force any type of gene editing on your kids, but I get it though. That's a real thing. Like parents do that, and I understand, like, to a degree. And what I got from that was, he has a certain life that he wants to create for his children, his family. You gotta vet that. Same way, if you're not asking questions about that person's physical and mental health and their family and themselves, then you're not serious about that person. Not at all. And
that's crazy, because that's something that never crossed my mind to do, especially on a date.
Gotta ask,
now,
bro.
If we just talking casually, you know, texting or FaceTime or whatever, it might come up. But on a date, like a first date or something like that, just to get a gist of what this person is, where their headspace is at, I wouldn't have never thought.
Maybe not first date, but I'm saying as you, like, are casually kind of, you know, see yourself talking more often, you know what I mean? You're asking about, you know, siblings, and you getting to know about family members a little bit more. Like, I don't think it's inappropriate to ever ask at any point, whether it's the first date or the 100th date, but like, you gotta ask. Cause I really have women ask me, you know what I mean, and it's surprising.
I gotta thank you, Zoe, cause I got some new preliminary questions that I gotta start asking. Man.
You gotta interview these women, man. You gotta ask them.
I got some new preliminary questions.
I saw you twitching when you came out here. What is that? Are you okay?
Man.
Something wrong? That's why you gotta start asking them as soon as they come in. It's important, man. No, but I think, like, when it comes to dating, if you are serious, like, you really gotta do your work. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not ready for that, then you got to let people know. Right. And then eventually you'll get to a place whether if you're serious with somebody, you're just having a casual situation, regardless if these women really messing with you, you'll get taken out on dates on Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day.
That's it. So women just want respect, man. You just gotta keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? You keep it honest.
Man, that would have been a good place to end it right there. But I did have like one more question.
Come on, we can keep going.
Man, women with kids.
Man, what about it?
So at our age, we're not gonna find too many women that don't have kids already.
Yep.
If they're not already grown in high school and whatnot.
Right.
Because our age, we was getting them out early.
Yep.
But so where do you stand as far as like are you accepting to being a stepdad or coming into a stepdad role, or would you prefer to not have? Or would you prefer a woman to not have kids so that when you have kids, it would be your first as well as hers?
Mm-hmm.
And you could do this thing together.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely experienced dating women with kids. Yeah. And what I will say, so for me, it all started with me saying like, no, I don't want to date women with kids. At one point in my life, I think I was in my early 20s, I was like, do I even want children at all? But my mom was a single mother, you know what I'm saying, after I lost my dad. So I would always like think to myself like, well, I know my mother is amazing. I'm biased, whatever. But I'm like, she definitely deserves a man to cater to her and, support her in every way. So I'm like, will I be limiting myself passing on women with children, knowing that there's someone like my mother that's great? I can absolutely see myself maybe trying this out. I tried that, and what's difficult is, so I've been in two distinct situations with women that had a child or multiple children. The first situation, I was so like adamant about building a relationship with her kid. Like, I'm gonna go play with him. I'm gonna bring food over. I'm asking about him. You know what I'm saying? We in there playing and stuff like that. So like, I was very adamant, and then it got uncomfortable because whenever me and his mom would get into it, I didn't come around. Now he asking about me. So it's like, that gets uncomfortable. And then what I realized was she had to tell me, like, it's not your responsibility to build a relationship with my child. Like, you're responsible to build one with me, and then I'll kind of facilitate what that relationship looked like. And I'm like, okay, damn, that was my bad.
It makes sense.
And then I applied that. Oh, go ahead.
No, it makes sense what she said, but at the same token, like, as much time as you're spending with her, you're spending, at least that with the kids.
Yeah,
so
little nigga in the living room. I got what I'm gonna do. Ignore him.
Exactly.
So and I ain't ignorant. So I'm gonna keep them occupied. Yeah. You feel me? And then like, so I took all that, and then the second situation, it was like, it's not like I disregarded the kids, but I didn't bring them up unless the mother did. You know what I'm saying? So I solely focused on this person, and then I eventually realized like, because the dynamics is so interesting, because you got to think like the father, that's always something, and then if he frustrate her, now she mad, and you in the middle of it. So I eventually came to the point where it was like, I want to settle with someone where we're having children for the first time together. We don't have to worry about any other outside influences or things like that playing a part, because that shit tough, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's tough trying to...
It's bad enough trying to have a relationship and y'all both got social media and you get those influences as well.
Right.
And then you got, kid, baby dad, and baby dad's parents. And,
right. The grandma hates you too. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because the grandma don't like her, so you the new man. Yeah. You coming around barbecues and cookouts, everybody looking at you weird, bringing up the baby daddy. Because they like him.
That sounds like some personal experience.
Man, listen, nah. It was too specific.
Like, man, what you bring him for?
Right, nah, that ain't happened. All I'm saying is like, a lot of people can do it. Yeah. I'm not saying it's a right or wrong, and like, there are people that's built for like that life. You know what I'm saying? Russell Wilson, prime example, that's built for like.
Now he's the exception, not the rule.
Life. True.
Because I don't know how his living situation was growing up, but I can only assume that it was probably ideal. Like, you had both parents there.
I can see that.
Dad was, telling them how to, court women and conduct himself around women, and how to do this when you meet a woman that you like, whether she got kids or not. And he was able to apply such values into that relationship.
Right.
And, unfortunately for him, like, he's got, that social media influence where people always talk down to him because of what he's doing, even though what he's doing is right in his eyes.
Yeah.
And it, like you said, is honest, it's still going to be frowned upon. So.
Which is crazy to me because, like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, the fact that he got clowned for tending to children that aren't his, like, rightfully so they are once they got married. You know what I mean? Like, for him to play a part, and people want to call him out his name and say he corny for that. Like, that's whack. That people in our community would look at that and think it's corny. Like, we need as many of us to stay within the black community and help each other as much as we do. Personally, that just ain't what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Because the second he jumping on the couch, I can't discipline him. This ain't my kid. You know what I'm saying? Or if I do, now the whole family got something to say. I can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? He terrorizing the house. So it's like, I just don't want to be in the middle of it. When it's my kid, you know what I'm saying? I can bring you by your neck. But when it's somebody else's kid, you got to be careful. So, I don't know. I can't do it. What about you?
Absolutely, man. So, I had a female that she has a son, mm-hmm. and we were cool. We grew up together, and I don't know. It was I know for a fact that she has interest in me,
right?
And low key, the interest is kind of mutual, but the fact that you have a whole son and he's a little bit older, it kind of throws everything off for me because, right. For one, my situation, I grew up without my dad around. But I did have a stepdad around from age 8 on up. We never had the greatest relationship. We actually, I don't know. I don't want to get into details, but I can say that he's been there, mm-hmm. but it was pretty tumultuous. I'll say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because of that, I never wanted to be in that same situation where I'm coming into a woman's life and she has a kid already, and then, we bumping heads because mm-hmm. he don't want to listen to me, or yep. he feel like I'm not his father, or I'm just looking at it like, you're not my son, get the hell out of here.
Right.
That type of stuff. So I want to, so here's where I stand on it. I accepted the fact that because of what my age bracket is right now,
right,
I'll probably end up a stepfather. So I've accepted that.
I think that depends on the age of the women you're approaching.
Well, I'm usually staying in my age bracket.
That's smart.
Now,
that's why I can't relate. I'm tripping.
You probably not. You probably not tripping, but at the same token, okay. So here we go. The age range of women that I've been around is anywhere from 25 to 40.
Okay.
That's a big range, and that's okay, telling my age a little bit.
I get okay. I'm right there with you.
So
actually,
But the
I'll tell
majority,
you about the story. Like the youngest chick I ever went out with.
yeah,
It was appropriate. Don't get me wrong. Please remind me to tell you that story. It was tragic.
Yeah, off air. But the majority of them, I would say, are between 28 and 35.
Fair. Yep.
Those women in that age bracket, for the most part, all have kids.
Very highly likely.
And they're all older than 5. So they're at
14.
Yeah. So they're at the age where, you know, they're developing their mind, they're developing who they are going to be.
Right.
And they're developing their own personality. So
yep.
When someone that they don't know comes into this into their life and try to be like an authoritative figure, it's instant rebellion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always gonna be some tension.
It's just gonna be instant rebellion, and I don't want to deal with that at all because I don't tolerate disrespect from my peers, let alone a child.
Right.
So
and they bold nowadays. They gonna speak up for themselves.
I watched a video the other day. Kid was told to clean up the house or whatever. He went out on the porch. They had the ring on it, and they caught everything this kid said. And it was not pretty. You know?
We all been there though. I was a kid.
I was watching. I was like, yeah, I was that same kid.
Just cussing. I'm running away. Packing your book bag.
Right. I've done it. I've walked out with it too. But yeah, back to the situation. I'm not into wanting to be a stepdad. But like I said, I've accepted that might be what it is. But I would prefer, like you said, to have a clean slate.
If that's your preference, you don't have to settle. There's definitely women out here between 28 and 35 that do not have children. I know a number of them. But I feel you, though.
There's women out here that don't have kids, but...
You're going to run into it.
But then you see them and you be like, there's something got to be wrong with her if she ain't got kids.
No, don't say that. No, we can't do that.
Some of them may have high standards. They just don't want to have kids.
You also got to keep in mind some of them probably medically cannot have children. So you got to think about that first.
Fair.
And then secondly, bro, like you mentioned before, this is a new era. Like there's a lot of self-sufficient women that are out performing men. So it's like they're the breadwinners. They're the head of the household.
Careers are more important.
Exactly. They want to travel. They want to do for themselves. So, like, I respect all of that. And I don't think women their value isn't associated with bearing children, even though history will tell you that's all men cared about.
Yeah.
So I feel you. But I think, like...
I'm still throwing the mental health in the preliminary questions.
Please do, man, because that could be it, too. You know what I'm saying?
You got no kids? You say you schizo? Oh, damn.
They'll do that. So that could be it too, man. And like, a lot of them probably just ain't tell you they had kids yet, cause that happened to me when I with a woman.
I'm asking up front now,
bro. Listen, please, I wish, but how? You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess you could ask like if you have children, but like. You know, I went out with a chick, to your point, maybe I should have asked. You know what I'm saying? I should have asked, like, you got any kids? Because, bro, we went out to eat, had dinner, having a good time. I'm talking, this chick bad, too.
Yeah.
Cold. If I find her pictures, I'm going to have to show you. She bad. And by the time we get to dessert, she now tell me about her 4-week-old child.
4 weeks?
4 weeks, bro. She's still stitched up.
Wow.
Why are you out with me?
Wow.
What? Where's this man at? This baby fresh. You should be at home. Why are you out with me? I didn't have the nerve to like, cause I picked her up. So like we gotta talk.
From the hospital?
No, from the house. Man, listen.
Bro, 4 weeks.
She still had a medical bracelet on. She still had the hospital bracelet on because, you know, they love keeping them on. They love posting on social media. They was in the hospital.
You know?
I'm down bad, but I'm back. But shorty, I was so honestly, dog. The reason why I didn't get upset and I ain't say nothing, I was so embarrassed for her, cause I'm like, your priorities are screwed up. But like, I can't tell you how to live your life.
I'm gonna tell you this, Zoe. You a light skinned brother with the freckles, got the beard.
Don't remember.
I'm telling you, bro. She's probably looking at this as a grand opportunity. I can't let this slip up. She would have came. She would have came out on the date. Water just broke. She would have came.
I don't have nothing to do with that, ladies. If you pregnant or just had a baby, stay home, please. At least for them 6 weeks. The doctor told you to. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even what? I say a joke. It make her laugh too hard and a stitch pop out because she fresh.
Oh, man, that's wild.
So listen, no. Just if you have children, spend time with them. I won't bother you. Don't bother me.
But yeah,
we can be cool from afar.
But it's there's men out there that's built for that. I just don't think I am.
I don't have the patience. And I think also at the root of it, I'm selfish in the sense of because young boys like us, we missed out on having that relationship with our fathers. I want that. You know what I mean? As I've gotten older, I see how parents project what they've wanted in life onto their children. And it's for me, I want that, relationship with my own child that I've, created myself.
Right. Because
I missed out on that. So the same reason why, everything is subjective. It's all up to the individual, but I'm waiting, man. I see my homies around me. I'm the last one without kids.
I'm in the same boat.
And it's I'm okay with that. I had the worst reality check the other day because I was talking to my mom and I'm like, man, I can't wait. We're going to plan a couple of international trips, me and the guys. Woo, woo. She's like, hold on, pump your brakes. She was like, you could go. They going to have to ask their woman. I'm like, what are you talking about? We could just go. She's like, no, they got kids and then they going to be asking who going to be there. You got to figure that out. And I'm like, wow, that's tough. I can't just get them to move like I want because it's just me.
Prior to the pandemic, man, I was Lone Ranger. I couldn't go nowhere because all of my friends married, got kids, multiple kids now.
Yep.
So it's just been tough as the single friend.
It is what it is. One of my homies claimed to say I be doing it to myself, but
I have a homie that tells me the same thing. He was like, you be turning down females. You could be wifed up too.
I'm the victim.
Yeah.
Listen, if y'all don't want to believe the victim, just say that. That's all.
I'm wearing a victim T-shirt next week.
That's it. But yeah, I think like I said, it's for some people, it's not for me. There's a type of relationship I want for myself, and man, you just gotta. It's what I realized for me, at least, it's not always about love. It's about who you can build with, who you can grow with, and who you can really create a legacy with and leave something for your children to be able to take the knowledge that you instill in them and do better for themselves. And a lot of times, just because you're attracted to this person, you love this person, doesn't mean you're going to be able to accomplish that. And, man, I'm glad I dodged a few ones because I could have been one of the homies with the, rocking two of them. You know what I mean?
Man, I was almost in a situation where I was going to be rocking one that actually wasn't mine. And I would have been upset for 18 years.
Yeah. See, I ain't never had none of that.
Yeah.
Play that.
Shorty hit me up trying to kick it. And
Rock
something
it up.
happened. Something happened. We didn't do it. And, weeks later, swole.
What?
I know how. I went to school with people like you.
That's
I
hilarious.
know your stuff.
That's hilarious.
With the Judge Mathis. I know how you. Lady, that's crackhead move, ma'am.
Ma'am. That's hilarious. I know a crackhead when I see one.
Ma'am, you said you get him 30. Yeah, I know a crackhead, ma'am.
Go
ahead.
Them situations are real, bro. I borderline had a situation like that. I guess you can call it a pregnancy scare. Messing with this chick back in 2000, 2008, 2009, and we had stopped talking for whatever reason. To your point, 3-4 months later, she pop up pregnant, and she was a bit slim. So I'm like, well, maybe she just, like how pregnant is she? Like she looked like she 6 months, but we just stopped talking a few months ago, and it wasn't until she had her child, and her child grew up. This was probably like 2-3 years later, bro. And I'm looking at this little girl, and I'm like, hold on, she kind of look like my mama. I was like, I gotta ask her. So I was just bold. I was like, yo, we had that little situation. We never circled back. Like, she not mine, is she? I just had to ask, and she laughed it off. She was like, no, that's so-and-so's. We was talking right after you and I stopped. Like, don't trip. And I'm like, I hope so, because I don't need to be served no paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Shorty 16. I don't need none of that.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, I'm good on that. It's going to be a minute for me. I'm going to be like my boy Mitt Romney.
Oh.
I'm going to be like him. My boy 52. You know what I'm saying? Just getting one out the chamber.
Oh, man.
I ain't mad at it. I got some time.
Somebody else just had, who was it? Romani Malco from Think Like a Man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he just had a shorty. He's 50-something years old.
Yeah.
Too Short just had a kid. First kid. He's like in his 50s.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, you got to think the age of the woman.
I don't know the age of the women, but
yeah.
I'm assuming Too Short had a younger lady.
Had to.
Yeah.
Had to, because not a lot of 50-year-old women able to have children safely. Everybody can't be, like some of these celebrities that's doing it. So,
man, I think that's a wrap on the show, man. That was good talk right there.
Yes, sir.
Good talk on a Friday night, man. I hope everybody have a safe and fun weekend for Valentine's Day weekend.
Enjoy. Spread the love.
Spread all that love. Spread black love.
That's it.
It's still Black History Month. Make sure y'all out here supporting black business.
Yep.
Shopping black. What else?
Man, staying positive, keeping that good energy out there.
Absolutely.
Tune in, watch Judas and the Black Messiah if you can.
Yes,
Support
sir.
black.
That just dropped today.
Yes, sir.
Get you some black movies. Check out that soundtrack as well.
Yep.
Check out this podcast where you can find on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, iHeart. Wherever you get podcasts, you can hear this podcast.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you follow the page on IG at Y'all Is Us Pod. Follow us on Facebook at the same. Follow at NMG Enterprises LLC. It's where you can find all the shows that are on the NMG network, including this one. And I think that's all I got, man.
That's it, man.
I'm out of breath.
Again, if anybody want to take us out Sunday, taking off as well. He got enough that he declining, so he might be backlogged. But my DM's wide open, so
keep it coming.
Yeah, hit me with a comment, react to a story, something.
Yeah, hit me with the 5 likes, then I'll know, and I'll DM you. How about
liking
that?
pics from 342 weeks ago.
Absolutely, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, on a serious note, I hope everyone have a fun time during Valentine's Day.
Yep,
Enjoy yourselves, be safe, and we'll catch y'all next week. Shout out to Nikki Nick, choose wisely.
Right,
She'll be back next week.
That's it.
King Bezo, we'll holler at y'all.
Yes, sir.